Hello everyone and welcome back to Pitzling, our vanilla build guide for Cities Skylines on PlayStation, Xbox and PC if you're playing vanilla as well. This is part 16. As the day is starting and the sun is coming up over our campus area, life is still happening here. I like to go back to our uh, older builds to see how they're developing and how they're getting busy hours as our city is growing. I really like to keep an eye on everything that we've done from before. This is not the area that we're going to be working on this episode. We're going to be going back to the area that we worked on last episode, and that's what we're going to be continuing on again. This is going to be a big and busy episode, so I'm going to be doing a lot of off-camera work just so we don't make it longer than expected or needed. But before we jump, please subscribe and like. It really helps me keep going. I'm trying to hit the 500 subscriber before the end of the year, so if you can help me, it's a free way to support me and keep me going. Also, like and comment. I'm always open for suggestions as well. And without further ado, let's jump back to our area and discuss what we're going to be doing this episode. As you remember from our last episode, we built the city center by the train station right here, and the central area we were using the new Immersion Downtown content creator map. I really like this pack that came out. So if you're still missing it, it's on sale right now. And if you want to stack even more discounts, you can grab some cheaper PS Store cards using the link below as well. Also, we added a school with some high density residential here. Just their first level, I did not want to get them too high and have them looking the same over here. We also started this area right here with the town home, row home houses right here in this area. It took me forever to do, and I'm still going to continue expanding this area, this episode again as well. So for the what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be expanding this area right here with some low residential housing right here with some I think I'm going to be mostly using the European suburbia assets right here. I'm going to finalize our road network right here with this one going in a tunnel to come up to the other side of the rail tracks. Also, we're going to be starting our ore industry this episode. So this whole area we're going to be developing this episode. This is the area where I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks on how to start, but I'm going to do some of the extra work behind the camera, but I will discuss it and go over it with you just to understand exactly how we're going to be building it. We're going to be having some extractors right here, some of the factories around this area, as well as some of the bigger assets that came with the industry DLC as well. Maybe if we have time at the end of the episode, we're gonna start developing the park that connects both sides of our town over the river right here, but we'll see if we will have enough time. Without further ado, we're gonna start working on the road layout for this corner right here. So let's go. So to start planning, I'm just gonna use the dirt road just to plan everything first as it's cheaper, and if I do mistakes, I can always just correct them faster. And then I'm gonna switch them back to our roads that we're gonna be using. I'm gonna start from here. Let's turn the road guidelines off, and I just want to come out by 10. And then now I want the road guidelines to be on just to see where I'm gonna be starting. I'm gonna be starting right here, and I'll come just to here. As you can see, this goes up a little bit. There's very hard to avoid. I did push the terrain a little bit out. I'm gonna redo it once it's done, so to avoid them getting even higher. But for now, it's fine. I'm not gonna bother correcting it too much. I'm just gonna go a little bit more here, and then with this one, I'll just come out until here. And between these two, I will try to hit a nice curve. Maybe I'll just come out a little bit. This is not what I needed. I want to be at 9. I think to here is fine. And then hit the curve, grab our guideline and just have a nice curve right like that. And I think I'm gonna have the same thing here where I'm just gonna go out until I hit this one here and just nicely curve it until it meets this road. What I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be doing the same thing around from here. So maybe I'm gonna grab this right from this spot right here. I'm still too far, so maybe from here and then 90 degrees, perfect. For this one, I just want to go straight, so I'm just gonna go directly in at 90. That does not look too bad. Perfect. So now what we can do is go ahead and up upgrade the road to the ones I want, and I want the 3-lane road because it makes turning lanes easier. I'm just gonna add those later on, so let's just upgrade this one. And then let's get the right turns. Perfect. Yeah, that should work. Maybe I'll change it once I connect this road to it. And for this one, I'm just going to be using our regular roads for now. I might upgrade it to something nicer, but for now, just this is going to do it. Then over here, this is where my tunnel will be going. So I'm just going to make sure I'm on the straight. Go to our elevation steps, go to the lower one, and I'm just gonna go one down. And let's see if I can clear this with one down. Yeah, perfect. That's all I need. From here, let's go straight again. I'm just gonna go a little bit, maybe to here. No, first, yeah. I think first I want to let's turn off the road guidelines so they don't bother us. So let's take this, go up, not too much. I think this is fine. I'm just gonna go a little bit here and then curve. Then I'm gonna grab our road guidelines, try to hit this mark, and I'm not sure how to connect these. Maybe I'm gonna do it right here with another road from here into this one. Maybe I'll grab this one first. It's not straight. Let's try. It's overdoing it, or okay, let's. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, so this will work. Let's change the directions here as well so they make sense. What I can do, if you want to force a nicer something in the middle, so I can just take it here, and it created a new node. So I'm just gonna go change the direction here as well, and then I remove this one, and then it's nicely in the middle. This is a tip if you want to control where this transition happens, is to create a new node. This will eventually go towards the other side, and we'll be working on that in a minute. I'm gonna finish the layout of our road quickly off camera, then we'll come back and start zoning this area. So as you can see now, I finished the road layout right here, and also I did paint a new district here and gave it the European suburbia assets because I just want a low density neighborhood here. I'm gonna keep this paused for now just because I'm gonna start working on my ore area, and then I'll explain why in a minute. Also, I made this road here goes below for a tunnel that comes out around this area. I'm still not sure what I'm going to be doing right here. I do have an idea. I actually tried it quickly. So yeah, this is what I was thinking. Let me know if it's a nice idea. It does look awkward in this corner. If not, let's just go back. We have this connected here and our main road from the highway coming all the way here. I also added one slip ramp into the highway from here so people can actually get into the highway quicker without going all the way to the other side. I was thinking also about getting a slip from here coming down and joining here, but I'm not 100% sure if I might create too much problems because it's too close for this one coming in. I'll think about it later on and go ahead with it. For now, the most important thing that we're going to be working in is our ore area. So as you might know, to get our ore area going, we need the building for it. For now, I'm just going to position it right here just to get the area painted, and then I'm just gonna take it and actually just I'm gonna paint this whole area. Eventually, this whole area here is gonna be for our ore industry. I'm gonna do it later where I'm gonna make the edges look better, but for now, let's just go ahead and paint all this whole area. Okay, so now we have it painted. Should I do it? Okay, yeah, I'm doing it. Sorry. Like, as you might remember, I'm a perfectionist, so I have to make this look nice. Let's just trim. Perfect. Anyway, I'll do the rest later on. First, I already went ahead and off camera, I actually unlocked all the ore area to level 5 just because I need to do it. I need those buildings from level 5 that I want it to work with. If you want more information how you can get to level 5, I already did it twice, one for the forestry area and one for the farming area. So the links are just above if you're interested in going back to those videos and learn how to get an area to level 5. But for now, we have it already at level 5 because I really wanted to start with this one, which is the large ore mine. It's a big asset. It looks really nice. And I want to position it right here where it looks like it's kind of digging into the mountain. The maximum, it's 112 tons, and you can see it right here at the bottom which says production rate 112, which means it's the highest it can produce. So I just want to position it somewhere where I'm going to get the maximum. As you can see, some of it is darker and lighter, but for this big assets, it does not have to be over the dark area, all of it. It just needs to touch some of those dark areas and it will go to 112. But for that, I'm going to prepare this area here. I'm gonna take a height that I like, so maybe a little bit higher, maybe this one right here. Let's get the strength and just flatten this area. I'll go a little bit in. I'll come later and do more landscaping and make it look nicer, but for now I just need this space. Let's just check if it's enough. Yeah, it looks like it's enough. Then I'm gonna take one of my dirt roads and I'm just gonna put it in a way that once my asset is positioned on here, it's gonna go directly into that corner. So I think that looks good like this. Then let's take our asset. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I'll come later and do a little bit more landscaping and add more stuff, and I will explain how. But for now, I just want to have the big assets in, so I can press play. The other asset I wanted was the big mine, and I want it to go into this corner right here where I get the maximum, which is the 96 ton. So similar, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take a height that I like, maybe here, flatten this area and go a little bit into the mountain, not too much. And then I'm gonna take the road. I don't want the guidelines because I don't want it. Yeah. And let's take the assets. Maybe I can go a little bit more in with my road. Sorry, right here. I think this one is a better position. Sorry, this one, yeah. Perfect. I might add another one. One of these, I think I'm gonna position right here in this valley once I have that one unlocked, but that will come later. And here I might position another, maybe a smaller mine or an even large one. Yeah, I think I can. So let's choose a height. Just go into the landscape a bit. Let's choose our road. Then go to our large mine. Oh, I need to expand the area a little bit to cover it. So let's just expand it here. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. The other thing I wanted to build is a big excavation area where it actually looks like it's been going below the ground. So to do that, first, I'm just going to go to my information tab just to see where I have most of the ore. So we have a lot of ore here. We have here, and we have some here as well. A little bit over there once we unlock it, but mostly here. So to start, I would like to do an excavated area here. This is a really nice way of doing it. So this is the hill, I think, where the ore is. Just actually, if you go to the area, you can see it as well. It's right there. Right in this hill. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something quickly of how you can make this areas the excavation look nice. So I'm just gonna go around here. I know it's a lot of terraforming, but the end result is actually quite nice. Okay, so I have this one here. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take my dirt roads and kind of like just do a big square or rectangle around where I want. Come on, come on. Maybe the guidelines will help. Maybe not. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna remove this one. I'm gonna go to my I'm just gonna push this one a little bit more. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, now we have the big square. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this area lower than what I have. So you can go to your raise and lower landscape. Go to like second strength, or yeah, you don't have to go too low. And we're just gonna start lowering this whole area right here. And I think that's good. And then I'm just gonna take, maybe not that low. Yeah, I think that's maybe one more higher. Yeah, let's try this one. Yeah, I think that's enough. Perfect. Let's just bring the strength. I'm gonna take this whole square lower. Perfect. To start, I'm gonna take my dirt roads again, and just gonna mimic the square I have for now. Just on 3 sides, and I'll explain why. Okay, now we have our pit mine, if you want to call it that, at this right here. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding some of the assets. For this, I'm going to be using mostly this one and this one. It really looks nice for pit mines, like it's being dug down and more workers working on it. So I'm just going to maybe do 2 of these. So 80, we're still good. 80, we're still good. And we might need to push this area a little bit more to get that second one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this road here. And let's push this area. Then we'll take our road again. And hopefully this can fit. And we went a little bit too much, but it's okay. Let's take our dirt roads again. I don't want them to be right against each other, but I think this will work here. Let's try it quickly. Yeah, that's good. And maybe just off to the side. Good. Then I just have to connect this one back in. And let's see how much we need for our... Okay, it's just one. So I'm gonna move this one. Let's go to the road. Sorry, our dirt roads. I don't know why it's not snapping on this side. Interesting. We'll just put it down here for now. I'm gonna move it back. Sometimes Cities Skyline does not want to cooperate properly, so let's take it. And no, we can't position it. Yeah, So that's the look I was going for, and I think I'm gonna put one more here. Perfect. So now we have this right here in the center. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some of the other industrial areas just to complement the look, and I'll show you how to do it later on. But now we have this sunken ore mine. What we need to do is now to connect it to the roads up. So to do that, first I'm gonna take this height. I'm just gonna tighten this area a little bit, and then from here maybe, yeah, I'm gonna take it from here. I'm gonna go a little bit in, and I'm just gonna sorry, the dirt road, and actually I'm gonna remove this one for now. Yeah, this is a lot of trial and error, so yeah, take your time doing it. Don't feel rushed. Okay, so we have the road there, and then we need this one. And then here I'm gonna go by 2 to this point. And from here, I want to connect it to here, but to have a nice smooth ramp, what I'm going to be doing is using this. So I want the road from this height to this height. So I'm just going to start gently making this here. And then I can take my road. And from here, I'll just go up. And it has this nice smooth ramp going down to our mine. Then I'm just going to tighten this area right here. I'm going to delete this. I don't need it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side where I'm going to connect this road to another one up here. It's going to be a little bit steeper since I'm going to use this higher elevation as well as the other side of the mine. I'm going to do this off camera quickly since you already have the idea of what we're doing, and I'm going to be right back to show you the result. We have our extraction zone ready. As you can see, I put this mine over here sunken. So I finished the layout of the road using the same technique I used for this side. Just choose one height, use your landscaping tool to make that transition smooth, and you can add these really nice ramps going up. And from here you can see the view, really nice looking over these like sunken mines going below and the other stuff going up, and having these multi-layered structure right here. I added another one right here because we had some of the ores concentrated on this area. So I did the same thing where I did sunk it comparing to this height right here, but it's still higher than here just to give more layers to this area as well. All of this will be landscaped, as I said, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going to be doing that later on and making sure everything is connected. The last bit I want to do is to create a storage area for this before I create the actual industrial area where all these ores that being extracted are going to be changed into other materials after all. So to start, I kind of want to move my main building from here. I created this corner right here, and I think this is exactly what I want it to be. Oh, it does fit perfectly here, so I'm just going to put it on this side of the road, actually. And to finish this corner, there are other buildings here that can support our production. There is the or industry maintenance building, and I'm gonna put this one right here across from it, and then the barracks I'm gonna put right here, kind of to create a little bit of a administrative area for this industry. Here I'm gonna start by using our road. I think I'm just gonna go from somewhere, maybe here. Maybe I should make the ground a little bit. Just push this just for now, but I'm gonna make it nicer for after. Just I want this one to be as flat as possible without going too much into our landscape. So we respect the topography. So let's take this now from here. I'm gonna go here. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. It's going up. No, it's fine. Then from here, I'm gonna take the one-way system. I'm gonna go in. That was a little bit too much. Let's see if we need to push it. Let's place our building first. So here I'm gonna be using the sand storage as our main storing facility, and I'm gonna have multiple sand storage here using the one-way system. So first, maybe I'm gonna have it somewhere here. Then I'm gonna take the, since we want a little bit more than needed, I'm gonna take the one-way road, and I'm just using these one-way roads because these can get really, really busy if you don't pay attention on how you're having them. From here, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm respecting our topography. Yeah, so let's draw this one maybe from here, I think. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do, as you can see, I did not really measure anything before doing this, so maybe it's a good idea to measure stuff, but trial and error works as well. So from here, I'm gonna hit this one, go down, and I'm gonna create a separate entry, and then I'm gonna put this one facing this entry here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna do another one on the other side. And it looks like this road is just servicing these boats without going too much in, which I do like the look of that. And then from here, I'm gonna take the one-way system. Maybe I went a little bit too much. Let's trim this one back. Hit this. Okay, perfect. And go back to our two-way system. And from here, actually, I'm gonna reduce it to the one just to have a dedicated turn-in lane for later. From here, I'm gonna connect this eventually. I think I'm gonna connect it somewhere here. So I'm gonna go up. Maybe to here. And use our curved road to finish this one and connect it back in. And now I just have to connect all of these to right here as well. I'm gonna do that off camera just because it's a lot of work and I don't want to keep this episode longer, as I mentioned. But down in the comments, if you would like me to go into more details about everything and not skip anything, please let me know. But like for these things like connecting roads, it's not hard. So I think you guys can follow it once I explain what I've done off camera. So I'll see you in a bit. So now we have this all connected here. I'm gonna press play. But before doing that, I think we need to run the power to this area. So let's see where we can do it. We need to connect both sides. I'm not sure if I can cross here. No. Maybe if I can squeeze in one of those earthquake detectors. They're really nice for being able to jump the power, but we're too tight here. It does look like a switchboard for the train lines coming in, so that's nice. Let's see if it helped with the power. Okay, perfect. It did help. So for now, I'm just gonna connect from here. I'm gonna bring it here. I'm gonna bring it to this area for now. And we need to connect this area as well. But remember, once I have access, finish this area, I'm gonna do a better job at connecting all of it later on. So from here, oh, I can, perfect. Yeah, please don't judge me for how awful this looks now. I'm gonna fix it later. I just need the power to jump. Now I can, let's check the water quickly. I think I already did. Yeah, should maybe just run one here to cover that one. So I think we're good water-wise. So now we can press play. And let's discuss quickly the next few steps. So we have the extraction happening right now here. As you can see, we have a little bit of industrial demand, but the industrial demand is going to disappear once all these mines come online. We have also, oh, I have an issue with the water. Do we have enough water? Yes. Okay. Well, we should be good. Do we have enough electricity as well? Yeah, we should be fine for now. We have the first housing coming out online on this area, which is nice. We'll wait for it. And here, I'm going to be watching again for exactly the ones I need. So it's going to be all the same as this. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the ones I don't want. I'm going to keep doing this behind the scenes as well when I'm doing any work, just to make sure I get all the houses, the row homes here similar. But for now, let's check our industrial area. We do need a lot of people to join the workforce. And let's go to the main information tab right here. And you can see we have capacity for 150 workers, and we're around 94 right now, which is not bad. We still have a little bit more to go. So let's wait for it to upgrade. I'm gonna wait for all these houses to come up. I'm gonna keep an eye on these buildings, making sure I only get the ones I want, so not these ones. It's gonna be a lot of whack-a-mole. As you remember from last episode, I did the same thing for here. I don't have an issue here. In this corner right here, it's a little bit of an awkward corner, but I think it would be perfect to add either a park or maybe a graveyard. Since we don't have one over here, let's see how it... Oh, perfect. It's like it was made for it. And I think I'm gonna move this one because I just put it to satisfy the needs of this area. I'm gonna maybe put it here, and then I'll detail it with some trees and stuff later on. Is this one of the tall ones? Yes, so it needs to go. Our industrial area is online, as you can see. Some of the trucks are bringing the goods. Let's see where this one is going. To storage, exactly how it was meant. I'm gonna keep an eye on traffic as well. If the traffic gets too bad, I might introduce some more one-ways as well. But let's see how it develops here. The next step that we need to cover right here is gonna be our factories that will change the ore that we're mining from the extractor into useful materials. So the first one we're going to be looking at is this ore grinding mill. It transforms the ore that we're mining into metal. It's our first step. So what we're going to be doing, I think I'm going to be doing maybe like a small area right here for it. Let's I'm gonna take one just to count how many we need. So it's a 7 by 7. And I think I'm just gonna use a dirt road to hold them. Let's see if we can fit them here. Sorry, we're looking for dirt roads, not paths. It was from this one. I'm gonna remove this one for now. Okay, let's... Perfect. It looks like one bigger asset than two smaller ones, and then I'm just gonna connect this one here. For this, the areas where we have space, what I'm going to be introducing is our ore industrial area from the vanilla base game. Can I connect here? Yeah, I can. And to do that, what I need to do is I need to paint the district. I'm not going to do a big one. I'm just going to do it for right here. And I'm going to clean up afterwards. So one, I think I'm going to do one here as well. Maybe I'm going to do it bigger for the other, for around the mines as well and the extractor. But I just want to show you how what I mean first, then we'll go afterwards and make it look good. So this is our ore specialization. I'm gonna add this one here. Then I'm gonna go to our industry. If I go this 1 by 3, 1 by 1, or 1 by 2, they give me stuff that actually almost blends in with this. So you're gonna see I'm just gonna add these here. Maybe let's try 2 by 3 and see what we get. And we'll get back to it. Let's look at our housing. We have an issue with electricity. Let's add some housing here for it to jump. So hopefully this will force it. Or maybe we'll just connect it quickly somehow. Until that jumps. Let's see if this helps. Okay, it worked. So we don't have this issue anymore. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and make it historical. Our grinding mills are happy and working. Traffic does not look too bad. We don't have exports still. As you remember, this rail line I used, I'm eventually going to have an train exporting facility right here. I'm going to be using our cargo station terminal. Maybe I'm going to use the one from the airport DLC. We'll discuss it later. Jumping ahead. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna just let the simulation play a little bit, leave these to develop more, and then we'll get back and discuss the next steps in our build. So now we have this running smoothly, and the big rush of export ended. As you might remember, whenever you put storage for your raw materials, you have this huge rush of trucks and trains that are bringing raw materials to fill up your storage. I waited until this rush is done so I can see exactly how the traffic stabilizes afterwards, and it's actually working quite fine right now. Um, our processing right here is producing enough metals, so for that I need storage for it. And I made this area right here. I did actually measure it just to make sure I have the perfect position for it. So I have it here, and I'm gonna be storing metal. And let's choose it here. Perfect. So this will be storing the material coming from these grinding mills. I'm also going to add more processing eventually as we move on. Remember those specialized industries that I told you about? You can add them to fill up the space here. These are these ones, the 1x3, the 2x3s and 2x2s. They really work perfectly to fill up these spaces, and they look like they're part of it. So I'm just gonna add more here as well, making sure all this is filled up. And this is important because it actually creates enough products that go to your commercial spaces, so you need them as well, not just specialized industry from the industries DLC. You should always mix and match both industries. I put a little bit here as well, so I'm gonna wait for it to develop. While waiting, I'm gonna hopefully, let's check. We still don't have any metal stored here. But one of my favorite factories actually is this big steel plant, and this one is one of the easiest actually for production because it only requires one input for it to produce the luxury that you need, and it only requires metals. And you know, I already started producing metals, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this factory right here. Hopefully it fits. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly how I want it to look, especially from this side as well, with all these red bricks that ties in with the red brick of the factory as well right there. I might need a little bit more production for the metal just to keep it running. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using one of the bigger factories for metals, and that's the fiberglass produces glass. This one, the big kiln plant, and maybe let's see if it's gonna fit here. I want it to face this way, maybe. Yeah, perfect. Let's see if the power. It's not connected. Let's just make sure it's connected. It does look good with this whole area right here. So it will take some time for it to start running at capacity, producing the metals and supplying our factory right here. One thing I'm also keeping an eye on is our housing right here, making sure I'm making historical all the ones I want. As you can see, it's always a struggle. And removing all the ones that don't work. No, it's a high one, I think. So gotta go. Our low density is mostly ready. We're gonna do a little bit more landscaping later on, but I want to make this area attractive for people to come work and not just using their own vehicles. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a bus service that goes to this area. So for that, I'm gonna do a little bit of I'm gonna change this bus service actually that comes here. I don't know why it's doing this weird loop. Let's take... No, we need the bus. That's why it was not working. Yeah. So this one I'm gonna bring down to service this area as well. Then from here, I would like it to go... It's gonna come down here. And maybe one more stop somewhere. Maybe I'll just... Yeah, I'm just gonna... And one more stop here. I don't like this, so maybe I'll add a random stop here for it. Yeah, I don't know. It just does not look right, but we'll leave it like that for now. And so making sure we have enough stops. Okay, so this is gonna cover this whole area coming back here. This one, I'll change it eventually to do whatever it needs to do. But for now, we're gonna add one more bus service. I think I'm gonna start it from here. And this one will have one more stop on the main road here before it goes through the tunnel. And I want it to service this area here. And then this big area here. Or maybe come up here first. I'm not sure what will be the best way to do it. Yeah, maybe here it's gonna interact with traffic too much. So I think I'm gonna put the stop here. Huh. Actually, I might have a better idea. I'm gonna do a special lane for our buses using the bus only road. Let's see. But I'm not sure if we can put a stop here. So instead, let's go for this one. And I'm gonna go straight. $40. Then from here, I'm gonna use my curve to connect here. Then I have to remove this one, so I'm gonna pause the game for a bit. From here, same thing. And let's make the stop right here, and for that I'm gonna use walking paths to connect this area here. So let's go back to our bus route, and I'll take this one and I'm gonna move it here now. Perfect. And I will continue one more stop here and another one maybe up here. And we'll just mirror one here, going back down, stops here. I kinda wanna service this area as well. Maybe I'll do a different bus route coming from the other side to service this area. I will think about it. But for now, I'm gonna add a stop here. Come back, stop here. A stop here. And finish our route right here. Okay. So this one, let's quickly go to our transport route and where is our new, it's the 14. So for this side, what was I using? Which numbers? Emerson. We have 49. $48, so let's use 45 as our number. I'm gonna change it to 45 and just say, I'm gonna change the name later on, but I just wanna make sure I know where it's going. And I'm just gonna put or right now. And also I'm gonna change the bus type to our Japanese commuter bus because they have a bigger capacity. Now that's ready, I'm gonna press play again. I'm gonna check quickly on my homes. Yeah, I want this one. I think I want this one as well. Not this one, not this one. So now we have our area. We're missing a little bit of ore right here, but we have enough capacity, so I don't know why they're missing some here. maybe it just takes a little bit more time for it to stabilize. We're starting to produce our steel products, so that's good. I might need a little bit more production to satisfy my industry, so let's just take a look here. As you can see, we're actually using most of our own production and we're not importing anything, which is good. We're producing enough to cover our own production, so I think it just needs a little bit of time to stabilize and have our production satisfy all of our factories. So I will let the simulation run to get to that point. I'm gonna do this off camera, and then we'll come back and do a little bit more of our industrial area, and then also we need to add more commercial, so we'll discuss it in a bit, and then that will be it for this episode, and we'll do our quick landscaping time lapse, and from there detailing, and we'll call it a day. So I'll meet you guys in a bit. Finally, I was able to get all these row homes together in this neighborhood. I'm really happy with the look. As you remember from last episode, this is exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna be doing one last thing before we start our landscaping and detailing time lapse. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this right here because we still have quite a bit of housing demand at the moment. I'm just gonna go with the regular, make sure I have zoning on both sides. I'm just gonna go maybe to here, and from here I'm just gonna take the freedom. I'm gonna lower it to this, and maybe just go to this point right here at an angle, just so I can have these angled at this point right here. For that, I would like to add our maybe a little bit more in to this point here. Then I'm gonna take my curved one, and let's turn off the guidelines, and I'm gonna start from here. A little bit too much, maybe. Let's start from here. Hopefully this will work better. Might go down to 5%. Let's see if this works better. From here, or maybe we can just do it in smaller increments. So let's go here, 180. It's fighting with me very hard not to get exactly what I want. Maybe let's turn off the grid, it might help. Okay, 180 to here. And to here. Perfect. And yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm just gonna connect this one to the road here. And then I'm just gonna add more of my row homes. So I have to expand the district a little bit over this side. And I'm just gonna zone right here again, doing the same trick as before. It just means I have to watch again for these, so it might take a while to get all of them, but I'm not gonna do it on camera. For now, I'm just gonna keep it like this. I also want to add a little bit of entertainment and leisure right here in this corner. Before that, I would like to take my path. Let's go the 90 degrees straight, and I'm gonna take it right against this right here. So I'm gonna turn off the angle so I can have more freedom. And I think I'm gonna turn on the road lens so I have more options. So from here, go really against it, I think until this point right here, a little bit here, and then I'm gonna bring it to here, against here, and then bring it to this point right here. So now I have that one. I actually want to put a separation between this and the park, the kind of park area, sports facilities I'm trying to do. So I'm just gonna run it until here, I think. Perfect. For the sports facilities, so as you can see, this one came in and this is what I want. Make it historical. Remove the one there. Let's see what options we have. I really like to use some sports field from the content creator pack. They're really, really good. It's one of the best, I think. You have so many options to choose from. So if you don't have it, go ahead and get it. Really expands how much you can be doing with your areas. And for this, maybe give it a parking right here. Maybe 2 spots of parking. Perfect. And then what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking this, I'm gonna go straight first, right against the parking first, all the way here. And then from here, I'm gonna go with freedom, and I'm just gonna go in. If you go too much, it does not work, but actually you can go a little bit to connect it, and it looks like it's a path going all the way in, and it actually works. I'm gonna be doing the same thing from here. I think I'm gonna start from this point and just go in as much as I can, and it's connected. And from here, I'm gonna connect it to the sidewalk right here. And from here, I'm gonna connect it to this one. And also I'm gonna connect it here. Yeah, and for here, we have a little bit more space, so maybe add one of my favorite parks, the dog park, sorry. This one. No. This one. So go in, removing the ones I don't need. The other thing I wanted to do is to change this main street to remove the parking on both sides. For that, I'm gonna be using the wide sidewalks and grass, same as here. So I'm just gonna upgrade, make sure I have my zones on both sides, and just upgrade all of this. Perfect. And I think that's it for now. Also, I wanted to improve the bus route, but I think I'm gonna do it once I have this area all finalized. For now, I'm gonna keep it as is. I think we're at a good point where we can actually start our detailing and landscaping time lapse. I'm gonna work on this area, finalize it, also add more stuff to our industrial area here. And then we can meet back after that and discuss what we've done in this whole episode, and that will be it. So enjoy this time lapse and see you on the other side. Okay, so just before we finish the episode, I actually noticed that we're exporting a little bit of ore to fuel our industry. And where you can see this, it's use your inspector tool and go to the main building of the area right here. And we go to this tab right here and you click and you can see all the information that you need. And you can see in the weekly production overview that we're importing a little bit of ore to fuel the industry, as I said, around 480 dollars. So it's not that much, sim loans or whatever it's called in this game. It's not that much, but just to meet all our demand, I noticed that there is a little bit of ore right here that I would like to use to maximize my production. So I'm gonna do before finishing, let's quickly add one more mine. Don't worry about this road layout here. I'm gonna fix it once we finalize this area, but for now, this is it. So yeah, so I think we're good with this episode. Our industry is up and running. Our neighborhood right here is almost ready. So let's quickly go over what we've done so far, and we're gonna call it a day. So yeah, we started our ore industry. We had quite a bit of ore here. I used this open mine concept. I called it Hambach surface mines. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the name. It's actually one of the biggest mines in Germany that is open, and it's actually where you can see these big heavy machinery that are used for the coal industry. Um, I used two concepts with like the sunken open mines and the more mine like underground ones going into the mountain itself with different assets just to give more variety. I keep them quite far apart so I don't create too much traffic. I did not concentrate it too much in one area, and having enough roads that don't converge helps a little bit to separate this traffic as well. I put a little bit of these storage sand storage right here. I really like them. There is the other one that is more looks like more cold, but I'm gonna be using it more towards my freight station once I have it. I put this one right here. It does look nice closer to here. It looks like they're just putting the ore that's mined directly in here. Four of these grinding mills that are switching our ore to metal. I really like to put four in one. It just looks like one big asset instead of four smaller ones, and it looks just like it's one moving part from each one. I don't know, but I do like how it looks when you mix and match them together like this. Down here, I put two of the bigger kiln plants. These are the same as the other ones, just a bigger, so they switch the ore into metal. And what I did, I put them together with a little bit of parking and airport apron to bring up this whole area as one big plant as well, with an entrance and some tables and recycling where like people actually can hang out before going to work or after work, or when there is events as well. Over here, we have our first unique factory for the ore industry, which is the steel plant. So this plant is one of my favorite because it only requires one product to produce those high-end uh, unique products, which is our steel here. So it only requires metal, so it's quite easy to unlock and to feed. And right here, I put like a roundabout to feed this parking area for this as well. And eventually, I will have a bus stop dedicated to here as well. Um, on this side, I just put two storage unit. One is storing metal to feed directly into here, and the other one is storing unique factory products coming out of here. Usually, most of it will be directly distributed to either our commercial areas or imported or stored as here. As you might remember, I already have some storage for unique factories on the other side of the map, right here where I'm producing out the bakery products and the stuff coming from the forestry. So some of this will go to that storage as well, especially that one is closer to the train station for import. And in this corner along here, I put our administrative area. So just easily some very light detailing with our ore fence that actually connects to this building, which is perfect. And here we have our main office right here tucked nicely. As you can see, the more our ore area develops to the next levels, the more we're gonna, now we're at level 4, the more we're gonna get this building gonna go up. The visual will change. Sorry, that's what I meant. Across is where if you think about all the big tools or big heavy trucks they use will be here, and a barrack right here. I'm gonna add more barracks later on, but this is exactly looks nice and compact. And in this awkward corner where I did not know what to put, I put a very concentrated garbage treatment with two incinerators and two recycling centers, and they just finished them with some airport aprons, and they just look like it's one big unit right here where this actually works with this one and this one is working with this one. From here, you can see there's the underground. Still not sure what I'm going to be doing in this area here, and going back to our residential area. So here we can quickly look what we've done. So we expanded this whole row home area all the way down the street. I really like the look and the feel of it with all of them at the same height and homogeneous. Even with this curvature, it does look like one of those British estate houses that you've seen in movies. I put a little bit of a park right here just so these people have somewhere to go play and spend their time. It took me a while to get these all in. It really takes whack-a-mole and patience to get them, but the end result is very satisfying, especially when you look down here on our street with all of them lined up. Over here, I added a little bit of low density residential just to transition slowly back into our waterfront area. I added a small cemetery and how do you call this again? The crematorium, yes. Right here in this awkward corner. Again, you can always use this awkward corner as parks or put some assets and some landscaping, and they fit really well. And from here on, just connects to that underground system. Our interchange is working quite well. You can see some of the traffic coming from here, and especially using this area to access the highway. Eventually, we're not going to have this issue because most of the traffic will take this exit right here and eventually this highway and connect back to the main highway right there. Um, Along the main street as you come in, I added some commercial as we had some demand for commercial. As you can see, I've been very, very specific about which assets I like. And then once you something that you like comes in, go ahead, make it historical so it does not change. And it slowly transitions to something a little bit more high density up with more floors, which nicely transition into this area as well. So I kept this one here. Same thing around this one. I added a little bit more commercial assets since we had more demand. And again, making sure I choose whatever I want. We added some a little bit more transportation options. So let's go. I think I'm gonna once this area is more developed, I will optimize the routes. So we have our routes that is covering this area here, and then the one that goes towards our industrial area. Eventually, once this area is developed, I will have another underpass that comes here to service this area as well. That being said, I think this is it for this episode. I really like our industrial area over there, overlooking from the neighborhood that we made here across the highway. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And again, remember, this takes quite a bit to make, especially for console players, and then moving them to PC and doing all the editing. So like your support is really appreciated if you want me to keep going and feeding you more ideas and guidelines. Please subscribe. It's an easy and free way to support me. Like and comments. I'm always looking forward to interacting with you. And also let me know if you prefer this way where I do some of the work off camera and more covering each episode, or do you prefer if I go on more details and just show you everything that I'm building and how I'm doing it. That being said, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you next time. Bye.